Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend. It is Joshua. Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris?
Hello, buddy. Oh, my God.
What up, everybody listening?
Yeah. Also joining us, it is the disembodied voice of our producer. It is Edgelord Big News Brian.
Yo, what's up, dweebs?
Oh, hell yeah. We're back for our second, I guess, 2 in a week or in a row. I think we did this last week as well. Very excited.
Yeah.
We usually reserve this time for the American comics, but there are no X-books, which take up the majority of our coverage in terms of the American comics. Today we only have Batman, and we have World Trigger. It has returned really quick.
The champ is here!
Just welcoming it back after a month's absence. So, let's get into plugs. Let's not waste any time. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
JD Cole _37. That's on Instagram. And at NYChillin with an EN, not an ING. On Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Oh, yeah. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter because we do a really good chapter of the week poll that I do have the results for. I just haven't written them down. So I will continue the plugs and stall while we're going to announce them later for the week that just passed that we did. We did a manga-sode earlier in the week, so we'll be doing it today, and let us know. If you guys want to vote on future polls, follow us there. You can also email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, or you can comment on whatever video you're watching, whether it's the full episode that we put out or the little highlights that we put out every week. Subscribe while you're at it. Why don't you do that? That'll be super sweet of you. Please subscribe to our channel and share it and like it and do all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. So all that stuff. And I guess without further ado, let's get the show started. Spoiler alerts ahead. I guess before we get into the show proper, the RGC, the audience voted RGC for the last week was Black Clover. So
Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Oh, really now?
Certified RGC.
look, Brian, I don't make the rules. I don't.
Yeah, don't say.
I'll tell you what, it is getting closer every week, honestly. The Undead Unluck Nation is really like stepping up in these polls lately. Black Clover won by 39% of the vote. Undead Unluck won by 34% of the vote. So very close.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My Hero Academia and One Piece came in substantially lower. At an 18% for MHA, and One Piece got 8% of the vote. People really don't like voting for One Piece, weirdly enough. Like, it's always like kind of last place when I put him up here. But yeah,
it would be too easy.
I guess so. I guess you can't give the GOAT every fucking win every week. You got to have some parity,
Right. On another note related to Black Clover, apparently that's what Meg Thee Stallion is watching.
Oh, really? She's onto Black Clover?
She really likes Asta.
Oh, well, that's a disagreement that I'll have to live with.
She likes his energy and how he's always like, you know what I'm saying? Like putting himself out there and stuff. I thought it made sense.
Yeah. Well,
I learned that on that Wing show.
Is she gonna cosplay as him soon?
Maybe. That'd be pretty dope. Or she could cosplay as the other one, the girl.
The Scarlet Witch.
No. That would be lit too.
I feel like she'd do that lady good, cosplaying as her. Well, let her know that we exist. Tweet Meg Thee Stallion our podcast, particularly the Black Clover playlist. I'm sure she'll appreciate me shitting on Asta every week. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Let's start with our first series. World Trigger. It's back. So glad that it's here.
The champ is here!
So we have 2 chapters this week. Both are the kind of the equal amount of pages, like combined. They're just 1 chapter of a monthly series. I don't know why he sets them up. It's weird. But this is World Trigger chapter 214. Damn, where's the title for this? Did you not include it? Whatever. Anyway, this is World Trigger chapter 214. Last we left off, here it is. It's so small, like almost 214, the away mission test part 12. Last we left off with World Trigger. They were about to start the battle phase, the battle simulation phase of the exam. And we got all the information that we had at the time was that the little module units that they'd be using, the little playable characters that they'd be using. And now we go into the rules. A lot of this chapter and the next chapter is basically explaining how the game is set up and built. I'm gonna do my best to explain it, or like what's it called? Summarize
TLDR.
it. Huh?
TLDR.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to TLDR it because we can't go through it page by page because it's mostly explanation. Let me know if I missed anything because I did just read this on the train back home. So I'm gonna try to go as accurately as I can, but please don't hesitate to let me know if I missed anything in the comments or whatever, or if you guys understood something better than I did. So first of all, there's gonna be 2 days. There's gonna be 3 days of battle sims, and every day they're gonna be facing each squad at least 1 time. So there's gonna be 10 matches a day. Every match is about 20 minutes. Or if you want to get real granular about it, every match is like 16 minutes and 30 seconds or some shit. So there, as the day goes by, the points for winning gradually increases. It kind of doubles. The first day is 50 points. The second day is 100, and the third day is 200. And there's no points for losing, obviously, but there is points for drawing, which go 2, 20, and 40 from the first to the third day. They boot the software itself, and it's very the next pages are very Ashihara-esque, where it's a very intricately designed video game.
Oh, Hickman would love this.
Oh my god, he'd lose his fucking mind.
Yes, the information.
Yes.
You too set it aside and break it down. Yes.
Yes. Every one of my characters would excel at this game. Okay, so every character in the every unit or character basically has their own setup of stats. Osamu on his team has the lowest amount of Tryon, and everybody has these things called action tokens. And basically the name of the game is that both squads will have 150 seconds to decide inputs for all units. So essentially they'll be moving across this game board or the map of the video game, and the opposing squad will be doing the same until they converge, and the stronger of the two characters based on their stats will win the battle, is how I see. So, and basically at the end of the day, whichever squad has the most units at the end of the match, they win. The way this works is that you have these action tokens. Every character has a set amount. Osamu has like 13, Katori has 16, and so on and so forth. Those action tokens are basically all the moves you can make within one turn. So you have to plan out a route, and every move you make on that route costs an action token until you clash with somebody. And then the attack that it takes like one action token to attack or defend. So there's that. There's these cones that first of all, you can't see. There's like a field of vision for your unit. They can only see past a certain amount of the map. So the portions of the map they can't see are shaded. but they can track people via a radar on their side. And bagworms, obviously, like in real life battle simulations, they're invisible in the game as well. The cones that each character has represents the range of their attacks. So, for example, Osamu has a Ray Gust. It's a close to, I guess, medium-ish range weapon, depending on how you use it.
Yeah, melee weapon.
Yeah, it's a melee weapon. So it only has a short range, but his sub-triggers, like his spider, I imagine his spider triggers in it, his bullets, his Triumph bullets, they all use that. So if an enemy enters the range of this cone, they automatically get attacked. And I guess depending on where their sub-trigger is pointed at any given time, they can defend that attack that they wandered into. And sniper triggers have like a very narrow but very long cone to represent, their range as a sniper.
Right.
So, yeah, there's also a mechanic. So, hey, if, say, like, two teams, their routes are completely different and they don't ever intersect, what would happen then? Well, in theory, there's a homing mechanic where you can go just straight to the first detected opponent in your area. Katori basically just uses a bunch of homing movements just to immediately lock on. They do this little test. It's Suba and Katori versus the sniper. I forget his name right now, and Osamu.
Isn't it Oki? Oji?
Oki. I think it's Oki because Oji is the captain.
Oh, right.
So yeah, Oki and Osamu are running around. Katori finds Osamu's unit, but Osamu retreats and draws.
Oh, and she's vexed.
Yeah, basically draws Katori into his.
Why running,
range.
little bitch?
Oh man, that's got to be super
Why are
frustrating.
you playing optimally?
Yeah, why are you doing that for?
Stop running for my attacks. Let me hit you.
Yeah. So basically after that, Suba takes care of Oki because he basically predicted he has a bagworm, so he doesn't actually show up on the radar. But Suba was able to basically guess where exactly he'd want to be. He imagined that like he'd go after Katori, and he just decided to find the most optimal shooting or range of fire place within Katori's area. So, that's basically the thinking behind it. So that's essentially the rules. Suba is like, "You feeling good about this, Mikumo?" And Osamu's like, "Oh, I could actually do a lot with this. This is pretty cool. This is basically based around my skill set, which is dope strategy."
Right. What's
funny is that people were concerned, like they were a little concerned about it before they actually got their hands on it. They were like concerned that Osamu might not have been able to do much.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but it just adds more strategic layer actually compared to real life stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because in my opinion, the way I look at this is like what Mikumo represents at the moment, right? Is a player who is control of a character. Like let's say you're playing like a fighting game, right? And there's like a character that's a high tier character versus a low tier character.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you ran with, if you had two equally skilled people that fought each other with those characters, you say generally speaking, the better character will win. But in this case, there's varying within all of the different squad members in the various teams. There's varying levels of IQ and skill sets and how they're gonna like interpret and look at the game. So, this. Mikumo is still clearly limited because of his stats. Like that, there's no getting around that. But he has an opportunity to still outplay his competition. Exactly. That's why I feel like it's important to specify that he is limited. It's not like this is like an advantage for Mikumo or nothing like that. It is just a situation that is a little bit easier to thrive in. Than like a head-to-head combat where you had to, make a decision or get your head chopped off.
Yeah, I agree. And
it's a really cool stimulation. I think the point is to see strategy on the fly and how to look at battle in a different way. And I think that's what the administrators are going to be looking for.
Yeah, I think so. I think that like it demonstrated too when Osamu like caught Katori real fast by basically drawing her over to where Oki was.
Right, caught her with the snipe. Yeah, with the Okie Doke sniper special, like he was doing with his homegirl Chica. Anyway.
Oh, I love that.
After that mad time, he's like, man, this shit. You ready, Oki?
Oh
but
my God.
This guy Kakazaki, what's his name?
Suwa?
Isua. Wow, I was.
Kakizaki's the other guy. It's been a while. Yeah. Hey. It's been a while.
It's been a little while.
Yeah. The Okie Dokie Sniper Special. I love that so much. And that's honestly the end of chapter 214. It's a lot of rules. It's 23 pages of rules, basically. But we wouldn't.
Honestly, they should just combine these chapters because it's kind of clear that
I don't know
these chapters kind of depend on each other to exist. Like
maybe
if this was like weekly and they only released these two chapters separately, like 2 different weeks, I feel like this chapter would have been a little underwhelming.
Yeah, I think it's a manga volume thing, probably. Like he wants to arrange it in a certain way where the volumes are structured a certain way. Maybe that's why. I couldn't think of any other reason why he splits it into 2 every week. Or every month, I mean. But in any case, yeah, that's ostensibly the end of chapter 214, and we move on to chapter 215, the away mission test, part 13, and it's essentially like a reaction amongst the other squads as well. The Suwa squad decides to, because they don't have to actually do battle for a while now, so they're going to get their universal assignments out of the way, and all the work that they've been doing already. They're going to start getting a leg up on that until it's time to do some more battle sim practice. And we see that Ninomiya and, not Ninomiya, Tachikawa and Izumi are kind of asking questions of their own about their own judging things. So apparently they can look back at tape of previous moments in the exam and rescore based on any information that they glean from those tapes, because they have time while the guys are doing their universal assignments. They have some downtime. They can look back and change their minds about certain things. So they do that basically. They can also look into other squads as long as they go back to like previous tape of data, because I think like every squad is assigned another squad, so maybe they can't all like judge every squad. In any case, we cut back to Utagawa squad where Yuma learns about a close quarters combo, which is if you and an ally is attacking an enemy within the range of your blade trigger, your unit will automatically perform a follow-up attack to your ally's attack, which is basically what Yuma does already. It's kind of cool. I actually, one of the things that's interesting about this game is that they do customize it looks like, based on like the units. So every unit has a specialty that they can kind of sort of use. Like Yuma has this close quarters combo, and this very like kind of the same thing he does on the field a lot of the time as well.
Oh, are these assigned to specific characters?
I don't know. That's what I'm gleaning from it, because like Hughes gets one as well, as we find out later. Hughes gets penchant for Kogetsu, which is if he has a Kogetsu in his loadout, then he gets like double the action tokens.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of busted.
That's crazy. That's what I would use. I would use Husei based on everything I've seen so far.
Yeah, but
he's S tier.
Yeah, I think you can really only use yourself and like a couple of A rank agents as a backup character. In in case I guess your unit gets destroyed at a given point.
Yo, they stunned what's his name?
Tachikawa.
He had to do with the two swords.
Yeah, that's Tachikawa. Yeah, we had this little moment after Yuma is like, oh, I think I like this game a lot. I think this game is for me. We find out that Ninomiya is like, I'm not going to tell you guys anything. I'm going to like trust you guys to draw on your battle experience to fucking, do the thing and win this game for us.
Not going to hold your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You got to hold it down.
Yeah. And when choosing their backup units, they basically they suggest like, hey, given our skill set, maybe we should have an attacker on our team. We should get Tachikawa. He's like the number one agent in Border. And he's like, nah, not Tachikawa. My squad has no need of him. And they pick Kazama to be the backup unit, who is the A rank number 3 captain. He's the short one that fought Osamu a while back. Outside, Tachikawa's like, and Ninomiya loses points for that. Petty King. We learn about Huse's upgrade. He's still playing like the I can't understand Japanese because I'm Canadian thing. So he's doing that.
Totally not alien.
Yeah, no, not an alien at all. I promise. I only have to live in a Trion body forever, but not an alien.
I'm one of you guys.
I still remember back where he's like, no, Canadians just don't sleep in the same room as other people. That was one of the best things ever. World Trigger.
Yo, yeah, I should have a wilded out. Like, why'd you do that to Canadians? They got you tight, bro. They striking your shit now.
Yeah.
Winnipeg. And
Quebec.
Toronto. Quebec.
Quebec.
Quebec. All right.
Back at Suicide Squad. Back at Suicide Squad, Katori reacts to this game much like I do at Madden when I'm losing. He's just yelling at the screen, "What freaking game? This game is garbage."
She's so sick.
Yeah, because you can't catch.
This game is dog shit.
Yeah, she's like, "Why can't I ever?"
He's raging right now.
He's like, "Why can't I ever catch it?"
She was like making an excuse, like, "Oh no, it's just input delay. Oh, my controller's messed up. Oh, I wasn't using the character I use. All the usual.
All the excuses I use for sure, 100% every time."
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. Katora's low key starting to become like my favorite character.
Yeah, she's great. I enjoy Katori. So she basically is complaining because she can never catch up to Osamu. He's like, I would be able to destroy him in a regular match. And Sue is like, well, yeah, you have more action tokens, which means you would catch him eventually. But she's like, there's always something interfering and cramping my style.
Yeah, well, it's not just a 101.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, so basically the mechanic is that between every action that you really take in this game, there is kind of a waiting period in between. So if you want to go from running to attacking, you kind of have to wait and then until your next action reloads. And I think certain actions have a longer wait time than others. Meanwhile, Osamu just doesn't stop running. He just doesn't stop evading at all. He doesn't stop to do anything else.
Oh, so, certain things have a longer cooldown than others.
Yeah, I think so. Or regardless, no matter what you do, you're gonna wait between different actions. Defending also triggers a cooldown. So Oki basically explains well, if we could surround someone and just spam the bullet trigger, they'll be just stuck for a while because they have to defend and they can't really escape because there's a waiting period in between actions. Osamu brings up the thing about how we have a set amount of actions that we could take per turn, and a lot of those actions has to be the route that we plan. But if we're stopped along our route by a battle, then we can run out of action tokens before we finish our route, which would probably fuck us up. Even if we do survive, there'll probably be a like waiting period. We have to wait till the next turn in order for us to like reload and have action tokens to use again.
Yeah, you gotta be you can't be reckless with your moves, because you have to also consider the fact that you could be a sitting duck if you kind of put yourself out there too much. It really reminds me of MOBA gameplay. I don't know if you've ever played much of that game style, Chris, but like I learned that in that game, you can't just go out there and be
guns a-blazing.
I don't know, like Broadway Joe, or you know what I'm saying, like big bully on the block. You're gonna get smoked. You're gonna get jumped.
Who's Broadway Joe?
Namath, Joe Namath.
Oh,
I don't know. I was trying to think of someone flashy that just taking the world on by themselves.
Rambo.
You know?
I would go with Rambo.
He-Man.
I would go with Rambo. You can't
Rambo,
do Rambo?
Sure. Right, yeah. You're gonna get clipped. Brian will tell you've played MOBA style games before, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know. What happens when you go out there? You get fucking clipped. You get clipped without your teammates, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a gamer, so, you know, this chapter would probably be more your guys' especially than mine. But in any case, basically the operator of the team is basically like, that's true. That's why we have to use the first half of our actions to cover what needs to get done for that turn, so the second half can be spent preparing for the next turn. Wait, so does that mean that it doesn't restock between turns?
I need to look at that again.
I feel like they say
what page was that on?
The page 10. He says basically we'll have to use half of our actions to get for what needs to be done on that turn, so the second half can be spent preparing for the next turn. I thought like the action tokens kind of restock between turns. But I could be wrong about that. Maybe that's
what you're saying is you have to plan out. Like you only get so many actions per single turn, right?
Yeah.
And what they're saying is it's not smart, it's not really wise to kind of set out a plan where you rely on each of your action tokens to get somewhere. You're bound to run into trouble where you're going to have to spend some of them action tokens, whether to fight or to defend.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what they're saying is we should go in to the situation as far as, I think what they're speaking about is for the sake of mobility and getting around, if they're trying to get to a certain spot, so only relying on maybe half of their action tokens and always reserve the other half for the possibility that they'll get caught up.
No, that's how I understood
that
it.
That makes sense, you know? Because if they end up staying in a fight and, like, you know, like, hankering down, then it doesn't really matter where else they was trying to go. They're going to just use up all their action tokens in that fight, right? But if the priority is to get somewhere to a certain spot, like if you're a sniper, for example, right, and you need to assist your teammate or something like that, or if you're a shooter, I guess, if you have a certain amount of range, you know, you need to get to that spot. That's more, you know, you getting there to support your teammate is more important than you fighting against the other teammate. So maybe you want to make sure you just defend, take a step, defend, take a step, defend, take a step. You get, you know, it's just about mapping out your movements.
Yeah.
Because you only have so much. And I believe they do replenish every turn.
Yeah, that's what I understood. I felt like maybe the wording was off on that because I thought like the second half of the action points will be used preparing for the next turn. Maybe I just like kind of misread that, but I understood it the way that you just explained it. That like the idea is to be more economical about using their actions so that they have enough to defend themselves in a fight. Because defending and attacking,
be more conservative. You know, to be conservative about it.
Yeah, defending and attacking is like automatic. So no matter what your route is, if someone comes in your area, you're either attacking or defending.
Right, you have no control of that.
Yeah. But in any case, basically they get their first match for the day, and they're going up against Mizukami's squad. So we cut over to them, and this is wild. So they're doing like their assignments, and Mizukami is like, "Hey, not to be a jerk, but I'm gonna need to hunker down and focus now. Could you guys not bug me for a while?" And they're like, "Really? You're having trouble with your assignments?" "Yeah, kinda." And he's actually got the game up before his squad. And remember that Mizukami is the one who didn't tell his squad anything about the battle portion. So
yeah, you're right. I didn't thank you for reminding me about that.
So that's interesting. So is he about to play this shit by himself? He goes easy. He goes, "Anywho, time to do this thing." And he's about to play Osamu's squad by himself? Is that the implication here?
Wow, that's what yeah, right. That's Mizu. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mizukami. Shady Kami, more like it.
Wow, that is pretty.
Why? Why is he not like looping his team in?
Well, this raises a question that like, can he have control over all of the players?
Maybe.
Instead of like it being like could he control like multiple units at once? I mean, I'm assuming that would have to be the case, right?
I mean, if you look at his unit count, he has himself, and he has it looks like damn, that sniper kid. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, the combo sniper.
Yeah,
he can attack and snipe. That dude that the girl. Well, yeah. The point is, he is loading up the game by himself. So I guess you can control multiple units. Whereas with Osamu's squad, they're controlling their own individual units. Right?
Yeah. Wow. This is interesting.
He's about to, I mean, you can. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Sometimes, multiple heads can kind, you know what I'm saying? There's too many conflicting ideas that can like make them disorganized. Where he's, by default, much more unified in all of his units' movements.
Yeah.
Like you don't have someone like Kitora flying off the handle and making a brash decision because she's like, "Ooh, I want to get this kill real quick," and you deviate.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm trying to find out where Mizukami ranked in the in the first overall checky thing, like the first exam.
The test, yeah.
Because I'm kind of recalling. I want to see how he did on the special exam because he was talking about before he started playing the game. Mizukami was in first place. So I think what happened.
Wow.
I think what he's doing is not necessarily like a shady thing. I think he's playing the game by himself, so that the other squad members can do their assignments. And I guess he's probably like really like a really smart dude, so he could just like when the game's done, he can just like finish his assignments for the day, pretty much very quickly. That's how I'm seeing it. But that was the end of both chapters. Yeah, I mean, lots of rules, but I mean, this is World Trigger, dude. If you're not,
man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm glad he this is what he does. He gets the hard work out the way first, and then now it's time to go in. Now he doesn't have to do. Now he could spend that time instead of getting into the nitty gritty of the rules. Now they could get into like the witty plays that they're gonna make.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He could spend more time on that. I'm cool with it.
If anything, it's even more strategy.
I do wish it was weekly, but
yeah, what are you gonna do? I think it's even more strategical because it's a much more bare bones version of the B rank wars, where there's like it's even more restrictive. They don't have like necessarily the flexibility of their creativity with their powers or with their trigger sets. Yeah, it's so interesting, and I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, But I like that there's at least somewhat of a physical representation with their little chibi forms running around shooting each
awesome.
other. Yeah.
It's like a mini version of a rank war, honestly.
Yeah.
It's more of what we want, just in this, little
package.
Little different. Man, it's fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. I went into the situation thinking, yeah, this is really big for Osamu, and it is. I'm sure it is, but this is gonna be major for Katora. It's gonna force her to think about everything she's doing, where she really is more of like an instinctual, like, player, which at the end of the day is kind of lazy. You can only get so far based on instincts. There's plenty of people that have great instincts, but they, you gotta grind. You gotta think about the moves you're making. You gotta think about your opponent's movements. You gotta think a few steps ahead. She's gonna have to look into all of that, or she's gonna keep failing.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Get into conflict with her teammates. I'm interested to see how that develops.
Yeah, that's part of Katori's character arc, honestly. Like, even back when she fought Osamu the first time, it was about, like, kind of being open to, like, Rokudera's suggestions of how to handle the situation and being more, like, reliant on her team, not trying to solo dolo the whole thing. Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. Well, I mean, about the weekly thing, it is a shame, because World Trigger's so fucking good. It
is so good, and it would be.
I have to say. Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna gloat about it more. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I reread all of World Trigger recently, and I was enjoying this arc so much more when I could read it in succession. This arc is kinda not great to read as a monthly, let alone I don't think it would even be that great weekly, just because of how slow it is and how much, like, information dumping there is. Sometimes with the gap in time, you forget a lot from World Trigger. Like, I just read reread the entire series again recently, and I read this chapter and I found myself having to remember shit again.
Yeah,
like,
definitely names. And, like,
yeah,
you remember what characters are about. Like, you could think about what their battle abilities are, something they've done more than before you remember their name,
and their character arcs too. Like before I reread World Trigger, I was like wondering why they were focusing so much on Rokudera. And now after rereading it, I remembered, oh shit, right, he had this whole leadership thing going, like this whole leadership arc. It makes sense that he's showing up here and getting a lot of screen time and shit. So, I don't know, man. World Trigger is amazing and everything. It's just, I feel like it's hard to really truly appreciate it monthly. Like, and I know it's probably out of his control and stuff, but monthly really does hurt this series a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it is like what are you going to do? The alternative is to never have it again. So
right, and that was way too painful.
The alternative for me is probably to, like, let a couple chapters build up and then binge read it.
Never, because we share this with the audience. We could never do that. But, dude, I mean, let us know what you guys think about this chapter. I really enjoyed it. I'm so excited to actually see this battle. It might not be as slow as we think it'll be now that there's going to be a small battle component to it. I'm very excited to see what's coming for World.
They're going to get it shaken, man. What, December?
Oh, dude.
Right.
Because there's still, like, after this, there's still, like, special simulations. So this is probably going to be a bit of a long arc. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a minute. But I wouldn't be super upset about it. Maybe it's 3 days. So if they do 2 chapters next month again, then, they could probably get through, like, the first and maybe into the second day in 2 chapters. Because it's not like it's full-fledged battles. So it's basically...
I don't see this section of the training going on for, more than 3 or 4 more issues.
Yeah.
As far as them being, like, like, in this little fake environment.
Yeah.
Not just the situation they're about to be in now.
Yeah. Also,
I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be just like the rank was.
Yeah. Also, they should make a mobile game out of this concept.
Oh my god, I would play that shit, man.
I feel like I'd annoy. I'd be
a really good strategy.
I would not use Osamu unless he has some type of sick ass ability.
Well, his intelligence doesn't really factor into it, which is unfortunate.
Unfort.
But yeah, no, definitely. Please make this game. I'll play it and lose a lot and be frustrated, but it'll be fun.
I'll pay my money for it.
Yeah, I'll throw down.
I'll buy in-game things.
Yeah, whatever you want. I just want Ashihara to have a good life.
Right. Just go on.
But all right, I guess that's it for World Trigger. You guys ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very appropriate music for Batman. This is Batman number 116. Fear State is, I guess this is the penultimate issue for Fear State. Last we left off with Batman, Saint lost a boy. He's deader than dead. He let his assistant get flattened by Sean, and now he's all dead. So he's panicking. So I guess to get a W real fast, he commands his soldiers to find Ivy's hideout because he learns that she can basically level the entire city with a thought if she really wanted to. So he sends his goons down there, and guess who shows up? It's fucking the Ghost Maker. Do cool anime poses like not so fast, robots. And humans, I'm not going to kill the humans, but I'll cripple you real bad with my swords, with my swordy swords, and I'll just behead the robots. And he does so because he is cool, Sasuke. Yeah,
and he's basically like Batman. You know what I'm saying? The combat wise, they had no chance.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Batman with two nice swords.
Yeah, two nice swords and baggy pants.
An arguably cooler design.
Arguably. It is a cool design.
Batman is classic, but,
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat a classic ever, Poison Ivy is freaking out. She's like, I fucking knew it. They would never let me have peace down here. I'm gonna... and Master Wise is like, please, Ivy, there are millions of innocent people up there. She's like, fuck them kids.
In his face, the genuine terror that they drew into him.
Yeah, he's like, oh no. Yeah, Ivy's 32 different flavors of pissed off. She sends her...
Because he knows. Look at his eyes. He knows exactly what's about to happen.
Yeah, he's like, oh, God. She sends her vines all around the city, even to a point where Batman and Miracle Molly in the sewers start to feel it happening. And Batman pretty much figures out immediately what happened without even having any kind of context. She's like, well, I know that Ivy has the ability to destroy the city just like with a snap of her finger. And I know that Saint was thirsty for a W. The world.
I mean, he is one of the smartest guys in the DC universe.
World's greatest detective. And she's like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "We're running out of time."
What's that?
What does that mean?
How you come up with that?
Whoa, smart guy.
What does that mean?
So Batman is like, it means we're running out of time. And Scarecrow's just chilling right beside them like, actually, Batman, I think you'll find your time is up. He's like, oh, shit, Scarecrow.
Oh. He's just sitting there.
Whoa. Where'd you get here?
Even a special location. He has a seat. He's just sitting on the wall. He really caught Batman.
He's
looking like that.
This is usually my thing.
Yeah, he didn't attack him or nothing, but he was just like, yeah.
Just vibing.
I got you.
What's up, bro? So he immediately uses some kind of doodad to freak out Miracle Molly with his fear stuff in her head because the Hatter technology used by the Unsanity Collective is pretty much the same thing that he uses. So he's like, come with me and I will explain my plan to you over there. So they go, and Sean Mahoney is still being traumatized by Scarecrow's trauma machine. And he's like, Sean Mahoney has
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's just experiencing all of the fucking fear and all that stuff. And he's like, I'm evolving his brain. And Miracle Molly is still being freaked out, by the way, by his technology.
Yeah, the same thing is happening to her. She's being traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah, with radio waves.
Yeah, and Batman, as Scarecrow is monologuing Incredible style, Batman catches him fucking slipping.
He goes like... Ninja style.
Batarang. And Scarecrow...
Real quick. Bah, dickhead.
You say?
Like, no hesitation.
It really is kind of wild how easy he catches him with that shit. He just like... And the Scarecrow falls... He's like, drops his big machine thing. And he tries to go catch it.
Loses his burlap.
Yeah, he doubles over so fast. Apparently his burlap mask also has a wig attached to it. It's like, come on, Jonathan.
Can I just say something real quick? Burlap has to be the most uncomfortable thing you could ever make a mask out of. I don't know what the fuck Scarecrow is thinking.
Well, his mask...
That shit is gonna be itching up his face like fucking crazy.
Alright, if you've seen a grown-ass man pull up to you in a full burlap costume, that wouldn't scare the shit out of you. Because if that's not bothering him enough, what the fuck would?
Batman is always at an advantage against him because this motherfucker is wearing burlap. Have you ever worn burlap before?
No.
It's literally like sitting in like... It's like somebody's always tickling you, you know what I mean? Like somebody's always tickling you.
You know potato sacks? That's what burlap is.
Oh, okay.
And to be fair, in Scarecrow's defense a little bit, his mask is like a gas mask. The rest of him is wearing burlap, though, which is still uncomfortable, but just not on his face.
90% burlap.
Yeah, he's 90% burlap. And a wig. I'm like, why did you add this? It's like, come on, Jonathan. Get it together. Why do you need to wear a wig? You have hair. He makes a diving catch for his controller thingy. Good for him. It was like a one-handed catch. And he's just like explaining to Batman. He's like, nope, I'm not gonna let you ruin this, Batman. But I'll admit, I miss this. I miss this, man. Our little fun times together. I caught it, but it's fun outwitting you. I really got to keep my head on a swivel with you.
Yeah, hell, you almost got me. He caught that shit like Danny Jones, man.
Ooh, Danny Dimes catching it.
Yo, why do all of Batman's villains end up talking to him like they're his ex?
Because do you see how they look? And do you see how Batman
this
looks?
Is true.
They're living in a fucking fantasy world. They're lunatics, bro.
Yeah.
Most of these guys could, like, disrupt the planet. You know what I'm saying? If they actually took shit serious.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there was a whole side series dedicated to just one of Batman's villains saying, you know what? I want to do the most instead of just bother Batman.
Which one was that one?
Injustice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He could kill Lois Lane and blew up Metropolis.
Well, to be fair, after that story,
he went in.
After that story, you kind of like are grateful that they focus all their attention on Batman,
right?
Because Superman did not.
So it's just
enjoy it.
It kind of is what it is.
Yeah. So he's in the middle of monologuing again, as if that didn't just like really almost ruin everything for him. And then all of a sudden,
like prior.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, a shot rings out. And he just got shot. And we got this weird drawing of Batman going, Crane! This murderer! No, a murderer!
Mom!
No known killer and a drug guy. Oh fuck. So it's actually kind of funny because Scarecrow gets shot and he's like, oh wow, I'm bleeding. Fear is, and then he falls and I'm like, that's your last words, bro? Fear still? You really love fear. And it's Sean Mahoney. He's gotten up and he was like, I figured it was about time to shit him up. And it was like, is he about to turn? Is everything about to be okay?
I like the voice.
What? My voice?
You gotta give it to it's for him. Yeah. You gotta make him the South Park American.
You took her jabs.
Yes.
So, Miracle Molly is free from Scarecrow's attack, being as how he is all shot up and everything. And he's like, I see a lot of things now, Batman.
He done paid his $1.09.
If you get freedom comes to Bucko,
he put an extra 4 cents down.
Yeah. He's like, this isn't about fear. It's about power. And he's like, I'm going to go kill Saint.
That's all Batman needed to hear. Like, all right.
Aw, damn it. Yeah, it is funny. He's like, maybe when I go and kill Saint and take his fucking operation, maybe I can finally save the city. And then he whispers to Miracle Molly, it's like, oh, God, you do the bomb. I'll take care of Mahoney.
I'll deal with the murderer.
God damn it. I almost thought we were good here. Not Scarecrow. Mahoney picks up one of the Peacemaker masks and put it on himself. And we get 2 splash pages, exceptionally drawn, by the way, of Peacemaker.
Exceptionally drawn.
Peacemaker being like, let's throw down, bro. For the last time.
With the American flag on his chest. Oh, really, Coco? Wow.
Cats.
She just bumped the freaking head into the stand.
Yeah, dude, they don't.
Your cat is Team Scarecrow.
Yo, your cat. No, your cat is Team.
It's just Team America.
Team America. World Police.
Team Burlap.
He said, "Don't talk shit about my stars and stripes."
Yeah, never. If you don't like it here, you can just get out. Is what Coco just said.
They really feel that way.
Yeah.
That's their response. Well, you don't like the laws in this country and the way the race is passed, you can move.
You don't like how the police disproportionately kills African Americans? Well, you can just get out.
Poor and colored peoples?
You can just get out.
What's the? I'm trying to think of just anything Clint Eastwood has said.
I don't even know how much of this he said, but he believes all of that.
Yeah, like just a line from Gran Turismo when he's talking
Dude,
to us.
Gran Torino is a trip in retrospect. When you really look back at what that movie was, it's actually like ridiculous. But this is, I could do a whole podcast on that.
Clint Eastwood's made some decent. That's a topic for another day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind doing a Clint Eastwood side podcast where we watch all of Clint Eastwood's movies and watch them.
Jesus Christ!
Watch them get more problematic as time goes on.
It's gonna be really bad. Well, and then we gotta and then we. In between each movie, we gotta watch the parts of. We gotta watch the Exxon commercial.
Oh
no,
my God.
no, not Exxon. The fucking the Pontiac. No,
I don't remember what it was, but I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Ford.
Was it Ford? It was probably Ford. American made.
I think it
We really are taking some time to dunk on this.
Brian, could you look up Clint Eastwood car commercial or Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah, he has a Super Bowl commercial where he's like, America forward.
Yo, it's a car commercial, but he's talking about how fucked up like America is, but it's fine. We just need to get up off our.
We need to pull ourselves off.
Working. That's what, you know.
We need to pull ourselves off from our bootstraps.
You know. Because of Peacemaker.
It was
Chrysler. He is. He's Clint Eastwood.
It was a Chrysler commercial.
Chrysler. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah, SNL made fun of it too.
Oh my god, that SNL parody made me laugh because Bill Hader plays Clint Eastwood.
Oh my god, that was one of the few things in life I actually cried watching. Like I laughed so like when your face hurts, you feel like
I forget what he
can't even say anything.
He's like that. These are like my pants. I've had them up to here. This is one of my favorite. He has his pants all the way up to his chest.
That shit was pretty legendary, huh?
Every now and then I think about that one line where he's like, "I've had him up to here." His pants.
I remember watching that for the first time with you, and we were actually dying.
Yeah, we really rewinded and watched that shit over and over again.
We moved on to another life.
Yeah, we're in a different
watching that shit.
We're in a different place now.
Nigga was like talking about the football game. He was like, "We're down." He's like the metaphor that they was barbecuing him with. Oh my god,
dude, it's so fucking funny. Well, we're gonna watch this right after we're done with the pod.
Sean Mahoney.
Flag. So he and Batman square up. They're doing the square dance right now. Meanwhile, Miracle Molly is trying to disarm a bomb. But Scarecrow's still alive. She's trying to figure out how to do it, but he's like, I have no clue where like this doodad, the original machine ends and Crane's modifications begin. If only he were still alive. And he just starts coughing up blood like, and she's like, cool.
All right, not dead.
Very good. Yo, fucking Sean Mahoney almost obliterates Batman's nuts. Like if he didn't just I've never seen Batman look more scared than in that one moment where he dodges, like he does a expert nut dodge. And
man, it was very dire for Batman.
I really need this. I'm gonna see Selena. I'm gonna see Selena after this. I need those.
No.
Something explodes off of Peacemaker. I don't know. Oh yeah, because Batman did a cool like batarang again. Like
Ninja stars to your fucking chest, nigga. And hold these with the explosion. You know what time it is.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at Ivy's hideout, she's still pissed.
She's had enough of this guy's shit, man.
Yeah. And
what's his name again?
Master Wise.
Yeah.
He's like, man, fuck you, dude.
You're dying first.
Yeah, I will never listen to men like you again. And then a familiar voice comes out from the background. It's like, yeah, well, maybe you'll listen to me. And she immediately turns out like, Harley? It's like, all right, thirst bucket, damn. But it's not just Harley. It's also Gardner and the Poison Ivy lady that they've been looking for in, I guess, the Catwoman tie-in to Fear State. They got her there safely. Yay. And that's where this issue ends. Next time we see Batman, it'll be concluded in 2 weeks, and it'll be the end of Fear State in the next issue. And thus the end of Tinian's run on Batman.
Damn.
Maybe another issue after. I wouldn't be surprised, but...
Who else is going to write Batman, bro?
I forget who's taking over, but someone's coming. I mean, to be fair, like they've gotten like the best people for Batman since the New 52 started. Like jumping from Tinian to King to jumping from Snyder to King to Tinian. It's not bad. hopefully they'll keep it going, especially since DC seems to love Batman more than any other part of their universe. So, but yeah, that's the end of this issue. I thought this was probably the best one of the Fear State so far. We've been kind of hot and cold on this event. It took a little while to get going, but I've been enjoying it, and the art stupendous. We had a lot of fun, obviously, as you could hear from our recap of it. We had a good time talking about it. I'm gonna be sad to see Tinian go, though, honestly. But I don't know. I don't have many thoughts to say after. Do you?
I just, there has to be more to this character with the suit on.
Which one?
Other than just
Gardner?
Yeah, like, what is her deal?
She's like a henchman of Poison Ivy's.
That's it? Just a henchman?
Something like that. I could be wrong. If you guys know what Gardner's deal is, please let me know.
Obviously Gardner loves Ivy too, I guess, or whatever. But,
yeah.
like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like I missed something with her, but...
yeah, she just works for Ivy, I guess. But, yeah, fun issue. You guys ready to wrap it up?
Yep.
Let's wrap it then. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for listening, as per usual. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh at JDCole_37. Also on Twitter at NYChillin. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to catch him streaming then on twitch.tv/itspunchline. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the Twitter especially because we do a really good chapter of the week audience poll that you guys can participate in and let us know what you thought about the week's chapters. And if you guys want, write in and let us know if you want us to do a certified VGI account for you guys as well. And we'll do it. Why not? It'll be probably like a day or day and a half or half a day just because we usually do like the American comic version of the show on a Wednesday. But let us know. And subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. The audio version usually goes up first, so follow us there. And subscribe to us on YouTube, please. Like, comment, review, share with your friends, all the shit. Let's get it going, you guys. And I think that's it, right? That's all. Without further ado, good night, everybody. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, yeah.
Fucking burlap ass fucking